Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also the first ever agency to achieve diamond status with Universal Orlando. That is the highest sales level possible with Universal, which speaks to how many universal vacations we plan as an agency and also the expertise that comes along with that. So we just found out last week that we had actually achieved that status, and we are all really excited about it and what that means for us going forward. But welcome to Sundays with MMT, which is actually Mondays with MMT this week since yesterday was a holiday. But every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, we go live in one of our different Facebook groups just to talk about different travel topics and to interact with people. And so we're really excited to be here tonight. We're going to be doing a ranking of the roller coasters at Universal Orlando, which is a really fun topic that I hope all of you will enjoy. We're obviously going to share with you our favorite coasters and how we would rank them, but we would really love to hear how you would rank them too. So feel free to drop your favorites or how you would rank order the Universal roller coasters in the comments. We would love to hear from you. We also want to save some time at the end of the video to take questions that you might have about rides or about Universal in general. So feel free at any point during the video to go ahead and to drop those questions in the comments as well. And we will get to all of those at the end of the video. We're using a platform called StreamYard tonight to go live, and StreamYard might ask you to approve it to display your username and profile picture. Just know that you don't have to approve that permission. You can decline that, and you will still be able to post your question or your comment anonymously, and we'll still be able to interact with you. But I'm joined tonight by three of our marvelous agents. So, ladies, thank you so much for being here tonight. And please just take a moment to tell us your name, tell us how long you've been with the agency, and what the best way is for people to contact you if they're interested in planning a vacation.
Hi, my name is Brenda Tackett. I'm from Bel Air, Maryland. I've been with Marvelous Mouse Travels since August of 2017. And if you would like to get in touch with me, you can reach me by email at brenda.tackett@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Versillo. I've been with Marvelous Mouse Travels for about 4 years now, and you can reach me at the email below.
Hi, everybody. My name's Sarah White. I recently started with Marvelous Mouse Travels, so I'm a new agent, but I look forward to helping everyone plan their vacations. If you're interested in getting in contact with me, you can shoot me an email at that email address.
And again, my name is Ginger. I have been with the agency just over 3 years. The best way to get in touch with me is to go to my blog, which is right down here, gingermmt.com. We were talking before we got started tonight about like just what we love about roller coasters, what we don't love about roller coasters. And I think it's funny that we have kind of a really great mix represented here. We have people who don't really love roller coasters at all. We have people who like some roller coasters, but maybe, kind of middle of the road. And then we have people who are super, into intense roller coasters. That would definitely be Brenda. So, we hopefully, as we're going over and we're kind of giving you a rundown of the different coasters and our ranking of them, hopefully you'll find someone here that you identify with and that kind of has the same approach to roller coasters that you do as you're trying to maybe plan out which rides you're going to attempt, which rides maybe you're going to hold the bags while everybody else rides it, But, there are 7 roller coasters at Universal Orlando Resort. And those are, I wrote them down so that hopefully I wouldn't forget one, but those are Flight of the Hippogriff, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. There's Revenge of the Mummy, not money, Mummy. There is Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. There is the Hulk. There's the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, and then there is the brand new Velocicoaster. And so with that in mind, we're just kind of going to go 7 all the way down to 1 and give you how we would rank them. But again, we would love to hear how you would rank them. So let us know in the comments, what is your favorite roller coaster? What's your least favorite roller coaster? Let us know your opinions as we kind of share ours with you. And then also if you have any questions at all. So let's talk about our number 7 rankings first, ladies. What would you rank as your least favorite of Universal's roller coasters?
Ooh, so I was thinking about this. I was thinking, do I go with the fear factor or do I go with the one I can ride over and over and over again? So if I'm going to go stay true to myself and say the least favorite of mine is the Hulk, just because I cannot handle that kind of intensity. It's one of those where you watch it on YouTube and you're like, oh, I think I can do this. And then you see it in person and it's like a hold my bag, I'll hold everybody's bag kind of moment, because it is just incredible.
It lives up to the name, right? The Incredible Hulk.
Absolutely. So that would be my least favorite as of now.
Okay.
So I'm going to take a different approach to this one. And I'm going to go with the Flight of the Hippogriff. Not because I don't like it, but because it's not thrill enough. I think it's perfect for all ages.
It is.
I'm very tall, and the bucket seats, I can't, it's just not big enough for me. And so it's uncomfortable in my opinion. But it's perfect for little ones. So that would be my number 7.
And for me, I'm no thrill junkie. I'll hold the bags, but I do like to try everything once. But I would say for me, it's gonna be different than both of you. It's gonna be the Hollywood Rip Rocket. I can't handle the straight up and then down. That gets me.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that beginning bit is, that's rough.
And it's like a lot, like the loop-de-loop and the twisting going. That's quite intense.
It's a lot going on at once.
It is, for sure. Now I have to be open and honest with mine. And I will say that I do like roller coasters, but if it goes upside down, I am not about it. So like when I was going over my rank orders, I had to lean on my husband quite heavily because he's the expert roller coaster enthusiast in our household. And so he has ridden all the ones that have gone upside down. I have not. So for me, I put as my number 7. It's interesting that all of ours are different. I said Revenge of the Mummy, even though that one does not go upside down. I don't love indoor coasters. Like I prefer outdoor coasters to indoor coasters. I like to kind of see what's going on. And I also don't like the source material of that one. Like I don't love the Mummy movies. And so I just don't like that one from the fact that it's indoors and the fact that it's themed after what it's themed after. But that would be my number 7. I think we've had a comment come in where somebody told us what their number 7 would be. Another vote for Rip Ride Rocket. Yep. So that one is definitely one of the more intense ones. And it does. I mean, at the beginning, it goes straight up and then straight down. I think this was somebody saying when I mentioned tell us your favorite, I think somebody said that this was actually their favorite was Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. And that is a great one. We'll get to that one in a second.
And it's funny you said that about the being indoors because I prefer that. I prefer not seeing what's going to happen. It makes me less anxious. Where if I see it and know it's coming, that I can't do.
Yeah. So you're a Space Mountain girl down the road at the other park, right? Yeah. You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my favorite one either. But all right, let's talk about number 6. What would you guys rank as your number 6 roller coaster?
Ooh, so I'm going to jump in on this and follow you, Ginger, and talk about the Mummy because I had never ridden it before. And this past June, my kids watched a YouTube video and said, hey, do you think we'd be able to ride that next time? And I was like, well, let me check it out. So I went first and I put my bag in the locker. That should have been sign number 1. Thought it was going to be crazy. And then I had my phone with me and it was still social distancing. I was the first one all by myself in the front row. And the guy's looking at me. He's like, put your phone down your shirt. Put your phone down your shirt. And I was like, what? And I threw my phone down my shirt and I held on and I was not expecting that just insane from the beginning. You're just shot right off. And it was in the dark, and I was just the whole time thinking, what's happening? And then you get shot backwards. It's definitely something that I don't prefer.
Yeah. I hear that all the time in relation to this ride, where people are like, that was so much more intense than I was expecting it to be. I think people just assume because they can't, it's not like the Hulk, you can't see it. And I think people just assume, oh, this is going to be a nice little slow, dark ride. No, it's not that way at all.
No, not at all.
So Jacqueline,
I came home and said no to my kids. I was like, yeah, mommy tried it. I think we're going to wait for a couple more years.
Mommy says no.
I'm going to chime right in. That's my number 6 as well, Jacqueline. I am not a fan of it. And I do like thrill rides. That one makes me feel sick. I don't know what it is about it. I'm not a fan of the fire at the end. It's like that hot in my face thing. I'm just not a big fan of it. I will say though, when you do a VIP tour, one of the coolest parts of the VIP tour is going underneath the Mummy ride and getting to see the track from under. And so that was really neat. But riding it, not for me.
And I would say my number 6 is going to be following right along with the Hulk. Once again, I like the roller coasters, but the ones that loop and go upside down, and I can't do it.
I got you. Oh, somebody else said their 6 is the Hulk. Yep. So a lot of agreement on that one. My number 6 is different from all of y'all's. Mine is Flight of the Hippogriff. Now this kind of breaks my heart to say that, because this is my son's absolute favorite ride in Universal. Like when we go, we always try and stay at Premier Resort, so we have express passes, and he will literally get off of it, get right back on. Like one day I think he rode it 4 times in a row. Like he loves that ride. And I love the views on that ride, because you are up high, you're right next to the castle, so you have beautiful views. But it's just, I'm with Brenda on that one. For an adult, it's a little bit uncomfortable, because it is kind of geared more towards children. And so like I feel squished, and it's just not a super pleasant experience for me. So that's my number 6. So let's move on here to number 5. What would be your number 5?
I'll start with that one. For me, I think it'd be the Flight of the Hippogriff, because, my husband is 6'1", so him trying to fit in that, it does not work. And for me, I'm 4'8", so the height difference is there. But it's because it jerks so much. It hurts my neck every time I go on it. It's a very jerky ride. But like you said, you can't beat the view of the castle when you're right next to it, especially at night.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I'm going to say Rip Ride Rocket is number 5 for me.
Okay.
Oh, Jacqueline, I think we're on the same path now. So that one hurts my neck a little bit. So I have to like really prepare myself and sit back. And as much as I love thrill rides, I do have a fear of heights. So that straight up thing gets me every time. But thankfully it's very quick. You don't have time to really think about it, because as soon as you sit down, that thing is gone and up, because it's a constant moving coaster. I do like the music aspect of it. So I don't know, that's kind of cool, picking your song.
Yeah, I agree. For me, number 5 is Escape from Gringotts. I do actually love that ride. I really enjoy Escape from Gringotts, but I struggle with the 3D rides, and so like they make me a little bit motion sick. And so this one, it is a coaster. Like you do have a nice like little 30-foot drop right at the beginning of that one, and the theming of it I love. Like I love walking through the lobby and everything with that one. But once you're actually in the ride, there are so many 3D elements with that I struggle with it a little bit. So that's why I put it at number 5. My number 5 is Flight of the Hippogriff 2. It is too short. It is over in a flash, that one.
It is.
Yeah, it's a very short ride. So if you don't ride it with Express Pass, you are kind of waiting in line maybe 30 minutes for a like 1 minute long ride. So that can be a little bit distressing. So let's talk about number 4 here. What would you guys say is your number 4 roller coaster?
Here's where it gets dicey. This is where
I
it
know,
starts
it's
to get
getting harder.
Like a razor thin margin here at the top half.
I would say for me now, I'll move on to the Mummy. Like you guys said, there's a lot of unexpected things in it, but especially when it's hot already in that fire, it does feel really hot on your face, and I think there's some better ones that are indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Escape from Gringotts, just because too, I don't feel like it's technically so much a roller coaster. I think it's a great ride, but I'm gonna put it in the middle spot because it's kind of 50-50 on what kind of a ride it is.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I kind of have to, so this is getting really hard for me. But I kind of feel like I need to throw out that I can't really place Velocicoaster anywhere yet. I will be honest, I have not been on that one yet. So I kind of don't know where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to put it in the middle right now, or close to the middle. But I might come back and re-comment on this video once I get on it, and it might become my number 1. Who knows? So I'm going to put it right here at number 4.
All right. So for me, number 4, and again, I had to, for the up, down, loop-de-loop ones, I had to pull in my husband's expertise on that because he's ridden all of them and I have not. And so he and I together placed Hulk at number 4 because, again, based on his review, and just so for those of you who don't know, he's been on a couple sessions with me. So you might have seen my husband if you've watched. I think we did. Oh, it was a couple weeks ago. We did a ranking of the Universal on-site hotels together. So if you watch that, you've seen him. But he's about 6'2", 6'3", and so he loves the Hulk. Like, he's comfortable riding in the Hulk, but he doesn't like the jerkiness of that one, because that one is a little bit jerkier. And so it's not as smooth of a ride as maybe Hagrid's or even Velocicoaster to a certain extent. So that one's kind of right in the middle, but it is really fun in terms of the theming. Like, his favorite part is right at the beginning where you're shot out and you hear the Hulk roar and everything. That's probably one of the best parts. I'm going to say number 4 is Velocicoaster. Yep. I think that's a safe place to put Velocicoaster if you haven't ridden it yet, because it is intense. It is very intense. So let's move on to number 3 here, our top 3 spots.
All right, I'm going to put Hulk here for me.
Okay.
Just out of the 3 left, it's my least favorite of the 3. But it's a good one. if you're a roller coaster lover, you have to go on the Hulk. My kids I can't ride it 4 or 5 times like they do in a row, but I do it once and I love it, and then I just sit and wait for them. And with that express pass, you can ride that thing over and over. It's awesome.
You can.
Brenda, what do you think is a good age to start at the Hulk?
I would say 10 or 11.
That's a good question.
So my son is 10, and he was just able to get on it in December for the first time. He's a little small for his age, so I think that's, that was holding him back. And then I couldn't stop him from going on it over and over. So I think 10 or 11 is a good age.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right.
So I think my number 3, I'm going to put the Velocicoaster in here as well. I already have sweaty palms thinking about riding it in November when we go. But I think just hearing the reviews, I mean, that gives me the chills watching that drop right there. The not having the shoulder strap bar freaks me out. I don't know how they made it work that way, but I'm nervous to ride it, so I'm going to put it at 3. I've heard it's phenomenal. I will probably ride it, be a one and done kind of girl, but I will give it a try.
I think everybody needs to at least go through the queue of Velocicoaster because it is so cool, especially if you grew up loving the Jurassic, park and everything, and now Jurassic World, obviously. It is really, there's so many little callbacks to the movies. And Jacqueline, I know with you being a big movie person and loving movie history and all, you'll love that. You will love the queue because it's really, really awesome.
Maybe I'll do the queue and then quietly exit before
go into the rider swap.
You have to try it once. For me, I would say for number 3 is going to be Escape from Gringotts. You know, only because I love it, but the top 2 have to be between Hagrid's and Velocicoaster for me.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a roller coaster junkie, Velocicoaster is still pretty up there.
Yep. Am I the only one that hasn't said their number 3 yet? Okay.
Yeah.
So we together, again, corporately as a team, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket is number 3 because, you know, again, it is a little bit smoother ride than Hulk, at least, you know, from my husband's perspective. You do get to pick your own song. There's one part of it, and if you've been to the parks and you've walked through the New York section, you know, right next to Jimmy Fallon and everything, you've seen there's a part where, you know, the ride kind of comes into the New York section. So, you know, it's cool, the theming of that one as well. And so that one would be number 3 for us. So these were hard. 1 and 2 for me was really, really difficult. And, you know, I know what my number 1 would be. And so I'll share what mine would be and then also what my husband's would be. Oh, I think I missed a comment here. Oh, yeah. Revenge of the Mummy. Yeah. So that's your number 3. Okay. Let's move on to number 2 here. Who wants to share their number 2 first?
So number 2 for me would be Flight of the Hippogriff. I honestly was going to put it at number 1 because it's so easy and it's kind of always our first ride we go to start the day. Mm-hmm. It's not so intense that it's like, okay, we can get this going. And it is very short, though, I'll say that, but my kids can ride it all day long. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's just a fun little coaster, but I do wish it was longer. So that's my number 2.
Okay.
My number 2, I'm going to say is Velocicoaster. And I only rode it once. We're going back in a week and a half. So I'm going to try to ride it again because the team member told me ride it twice because the first time you're scared out of your mind and the second time you'll notice more of like the show during the ride. So who knows? It might change after I take my trip and come back. But right now it's Velocicoaster.
Okay.
All right. So my number 2 is Escape from Gringotts. I love that ride. And just because I like Hagrid's a little bit better, that's why it's number 2, but it's real close. First of all, I love being able to sit if you get the front row of the front car, because 2 of them kind of stay together. When you're on that first hill, you know, at the very beginning of the ride, oh my gosh, and then it just releases you. Oh, I just love it. I love the freeness of the track, how you're spinning and, you know, there's times you're going backwards, there's times you're going sideways. And the only thing, and Ginger, I think you mentioned this, I wish it wasn't 3D. I don't want to wear those glasses. Yeah. I just don't. And maybe now it'll be better without the mask, because when you had to wear your mask with those glasses, they fogged up and you couldn't see what was happening. But I wish it wasn't like that. But I adore that ride, and I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so I geek out on the whole ride.
So my number 2 personally, and again, this is based on the queue because I have not ridden the actual coaster, but my number 2 would be Velocicoaster because I think that queue is amazing. Now, my husband would say that Velocicoaster is his number 1. Like he's ridden all of them. He says it's his favorite. But for me, I would put Velocicoaster at number 2 because, again, the intensity level, not really my cup of tea, but I can appreciate the fact that it's an awesome ride. This person said Hagrid's is my number 2. Yeah, I know it is hard not to put Hagrid's at number 1. But speaking of number 1, let's all share what our number 1 top ride is here.
I think we can all say it at once.
Okay.
Hagrid's.
Yeah. I just love that ride so much. I love it from a theming perspective. I love it from just the ride itself. Like I love how fast it is. I love the drop. I love the backwards part. I just love the whole ride. I think it's awesome.
I agree. We did a poll in the Universal Hollywood group of if we could bring any ride from Universal Orlando to Hollywood, what would it be? And it was Hagrid's, hands down.
Yeah. Yep.
I have to say it's definitely my top. You know, at first I didn't try the bike because I was too scared. And then after I changed the bike, it was a game changer. Even if you're scared, when I saw like 7 and 8-year-olds riding a bike, I had to. I couldn't be shown up.
Yeah, I got to show these kids up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Which do you prefer? What's the more thrill seeking one? Is it the bike or is it the, I haven't done it yet, so.
Definitely the bike. It adds a lot more thrill to it. And I do have to say it is amazing and fun to watch other people ride it, that they ride it for the first time and like they don't know the drop's coming. And so it's all around an amazing coaster.
It is.
I've also heard that people who are not big roller coaster fans, they find this ride easy to ride. And that's what I like, that it kind of, even if you're not a roller coaster person, this could be a great ride for you.
I think so too. And I also think that even if you're not a big Harry Potter fan, you can still appreciate Hagrid's, because you may not get all of the theming references, but it's just a great ride. Like it is so fast and it's just so fun. I love it. For those of y'all that are wondering where Brenda went, Brenda had a little bit of a change of plans. And so as you can tell, she's been joining us from outside and she's on a hotspot. So I'm assuming her hotspot is giving her some trouble. And that's why, we lost her, but at least she made it through most of it. So that was great. My husband again this person says Fly the Hippogriff is number 1. It is such a sweet little ride. It's got beautiful views. I think some of the best views in the park. And then this one said Escape from Gringotts is my number 1. Yeah, that it could be a sentimental thing for sure. And it is. It's just a great ride, particularly if you love Harry Potter. My husband again would have said that Velocicoaster was his number 1. If you love intense coasters, Velocicoaster is easily the most intense coaster at Universal. The team members, when we were there for the soft openings, said that there are 21 total seconds of airtime where your rear end is not in your seat while you are on that ride. It does not have shoulder straps, like it's just a lap bar. And so it is definitely, one of probably the most, easily the most intense ride. So if you are a Brenda and you love the thrill seeking, go for that one, and even if you're not, you can be like a chicken like me and you can go through the ride queue and appreciate all of that and then duck into the child swap area and you can hold the bags while everybody else rides the rides. Awesome. Well, let's see if I don't think there's any comments that we haven't already seen. Thank you so much to all of you guys hello. I did miss a hello and a hi. And another hi. Awesome. Oh, hello. So thank y'all so much for telling us what your favorites are. It's always, super fun when people chime in and tell us their thoughts and opinions when we're doing, especially these ranking videos or favorites videos. We definitely want to hear what everybody else thinks. Thank you for joining us. We had a lot of fun with this, and we hope that you found some information that's helpful for you as you are going through and trying to, plan your vacation. I just wanted to remind everybody that booking through Marvelous Mouse Travels is no additional charge to you, as opposed to just booking your vacation directly on Universal's website. But you do get this type of firsthand information and knowledge, people who've been in the parks a lot, who, even if they haven't ridden the rides, they've studied the rides, been trained on the rides, know to kind of how to advise you based on your interest or your preferred thrill level and stuff like that. So if you're interested in getting information about planning a vacation from any of the agents that you heard from tonight, just keep in mind that our contact information is at the beginning of the video if you joined us late. Next week, we are going to be live in our Disneyland group, and we'll have Jacqueline with us again next week. And we're going to be talking about the brand new Avengers campus. I am so excited about that session because I have not gotten to go out to Disneyland and see that yet, but I am a huge, huge Marvel fan. And so I cannot wait to hear about all of the details and the Easter eggs and everything. So if you are a lover of Marvel, not only can you find Marvel comics at Universal, but now you can find the MCU over on the West Coast in Disneyland. So definitely join us for that next week, next Sunday at 8 in our Disneyland group. But again, thanks everybody for joining us, and we hope to see you again next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.